This is the awkward Daydream where Jar Jar Binks wasn't the bad guy. Thank God. So, spoilers. Spoilers about The Force Awakens. Why are you all staring?
Spoilers.
Yeah, lots of spoilers.
Yes.
All right, let's talk. God, why do I have to do everything?
Because you're Luke. The Force is strong with this one.
Shut up. Barely in it, okay? Barely in it.
Where is Luke?
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Okay, so speaking of where is Luke, I think we kind of started with the marketing before in our non-spoiler video, but we didn't get to touch on
now we get to really talk about it.
Who did what and
Well, I mean, I think the main thing about the marketing was it came across that Finn was going to be the new Jedi.
Yeah.
That he was the one that was strong with the Force, which could still be the case, but we'll get into that later. It was Rey. Rey's the hero of the story. Finn's awesome. Finn's in it. Finn does a lot, but it's Rey's story.
Yes.
To be honest, which we probably should have seen coming because in the trailers, her beginning is very similar to Luke. Desert planet. Feels like she could be doing more. I mean, that's what the feel of the trailers kind of gave us. Mm-hmm. But, everyone was like, oh, it's Finn. Finn's the new one. Mm-hmm. And mainly because of the scene with the lightsaber. We're all like, it's him. Yeah. He's the new one. Awesome.
But, I mean, and that's what was brilliant about the trailers is they made us think that way. And, got our expectations, all up and then totally flipped them on its head. And, I think the way that they played in the trailers with the movie was absolutely brilliant. I don't think I've seen many movies ever do that to, have that suspense, that build up to it, to actually, play into, what you're expecting.
There is one Star Wars trailer I can think of that, really flipped it on its head, and that would be The Phantom Menace. We thought it would be good, and it wasn't. That's what the twist was the whole time.
Yes.
That's
the that,
that's the only time we'll bring the prequels up in this discussion.
Different and with that, we're laying into bed.
Enough about the prequel. We're here to talk about the good one.
But anyways, so I think, I thought it was great how they did that, and they really did a good job of not giving away too much of the story, and another thing that they did was with the villain and all that, how they made him a lot more mysterious, and in the
I think they made the whole movie a lot more mysterious.
Oh no, the whole movie is mysterious.
They really needed to take a cue
I mean,
from
and
this.
I mean this in a good way, but that whole movie was almost like a trailer for the next one.
I mean,
in terms of
I can see how
getting
it comes across that way.
But
it gets you pumped for the future.
But overall, what did you guys think of the actual story of it?
So,
okay.
I like it, but I do have issues with it.
Okay.
And this movie, not flawless. While it's great, this is one of my issues. It's very New Hope-esque, and J.J. Abrams has said it is his favorite. A New Hope. But I mean, just look at how the cues from A New Hope translate to this. The Mentor, a new Death Star, starts off on a desert planet for someone, and they get off that desert planet, they even had a cantina scene. I mean, it was very let's do what they did in A New Hope. And it's not bad that they did that, but in a way, for me, it was very fan servicey in a good way in a sense, but at the same time I was hoping for just a bit more.
I think at times the fan service was a bit over the top. I mean the way that they did it worked really well, where they had the original cast in it, but it wasn't like they were just there to say, hey, we got these guys in it. They actually played a critical role in the story.
Or how you see the AT-AT walkers. That was a bit of a fan service moment. Hey, look, the Empire was around. And I understand why, because it's a junkyard planet. A huge battle happened there, which we don't know much about. I'm assuming it will be in a book. But it's it was fan servicey, but it does establish the Empire's gone.
Yeah.
You know, something else is in its place, but it is gone.
What I did really like about the story is from the beginning they set it up so you know what the objective of this movie is they're trying to find Luke Skywalker, and yeah, there's some twists and turns along the way, but they stick to that. And it's not like how a lot of the fan theories, like Luke was going to go to the dark side and all that. It stuck to what it told us it was going to do from the beginning, which I really liked.
Yeah. Joe, what about you? You have been so quiet.
Well, I was kind of expecting an episode 4 rehashed a little bit, because they had the super weapon.
Yeah.
They don't really mention it in the trailers,
but you see it in the poster.
You see it in the poster, but again, as you mentioned, the desert planet, the
New Rebel Alliance, the Resistance.
Yeah.
But I think there was this, and they kept the story simple. I thought, and that's that's totally fine for Star Wars. You don't want to overcomplicate things.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, exactly.
Hey, it's relevant.
Okay.
But there was just so much more new stuff, like with these characters, and
they mix the old with the new, really.
Yeah. And with all that, it was fine. I didn't care if they're kind of doing all these callbacks.
I think what J.J. Abrams is really good at is taking an existing franchise and bringing in a lot of what makes it a great franchise, but also giving it its own identity.
I can agree with that. And I'm disappointed he's not going to go on with it, but it's probably for the best. I mean, the original trilogy didn't have one director for all of them, and neither is this one.
That's true. And he is the executive producer on it, so we'll see how far.
Is he still going to be? Actually,
as far as I'm aware, yeah. Unless that changed, but
as long as they keep the same writers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
right.
Kaz. Yeah. As long as they keep him, because he's been doing terrific.
Yeah. So yeah, and another thing that I quite liked is how they kind of followed the characters. Like I like how they started with Poe, and kind of had his thing, at the beginning, and that led into Finn, and then he had his thing, and then that led into or with BB-8 from Poe.
It was kind of a good
Poe's story.
Yeah, it was
branched into other people.
Right,
it was
exactly.
a good balance.
Yeah, and then they all came together.
Yeah, it wasn't disjointed.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, and speaking of following characters, what did you guys think of the characters? I mean,
I thought they were great. A lot of them were funnier than I thought they would be.
Like Finn.
Finn, BB-8. I mean, a lot of them were funny. I mean, the humor in this was... I didn't think it would be that as funny as it was. I mean, there were a lot of laughs. Just little things that they did. BB-8's thumbs up.
Yeah.
Theater wasn't hysterical.
That was great. I really enjoyed how going back to the trailers, they made it, seem like Finn was, a very more
heavy
serious breather. And,
always out of breath.
Yeah,
somebody get that stormtrooper an inhaler.
But they made him so funny and I loved his character.
We'll just use the Force. That's not how it works.
Right. And I also thought it was kind of cool how they, at the beginning there they kind of gave you like a glimpse into the morality of being a stormtrooper. Like, you guys have seen Clerks, right?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I'm still waiting on 3 though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a part where they kind of talk about, did the contractors were, who made the Death Star, are they technically evil? Like, they were all killed, were they? So I think it kind of puts it into like a little bit of perspective. I mean, they explain later how, the new, stormtroopers are...
They're indoctrinated. Yeah. They're taken away from their families, which is how I imagined at times the old stormtroopers.
But it gives the stormtroopers, I feel like, a little bit more sense of individuality.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back through episodes 4 and 6, they were just, they were this kind of guy.
They're the cannon fodder.
Yeah. They're like these guys who can't shoot the main characters.
I thought it was smart to.
They shot a main character, by the way. Leia got winged.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was smart to make one of the main characters a stormtrooper and kind of have his kind of progression from, doing these evil things that he didn't like to.
He didn't even do anything evil.
Didn't-
It was his first mission.
Yeah,
He never pulled the trigger. He was
Right.
like, nah.
No, I'm not doing this. No.
Hey, this isn't as fun as the brochure said.
In Trooper Elementary School, they said it was just rainbows and glitter, and it's blood and death, it's fire, it's brimstone.
Let's be honest here. There's blood on my face.
Which, I just have to say, shocked me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know it was in the trailer that he had some blood on his mask, but still, seeing that stormtrooper die, and he goes over to him, and, like, he puts his hand on Finn's face, and just a wipe of blood. I was like, they're bringing it back, because the only other one I can remember blood being in was A New Hope, when Obi-Wan Kenobi sliced off random alien number 3's arm off, and it has a shot of the arm, and there's a bit of blood there. And after that, I don't remember ever seeing any blood.
Yeah.
Well, except for, I think, in Empire with the Wampa. When Luke cut off his arm, and he was all, like, beaten up. But otherwise, I don't even think the Tauntaun bled, just guts.
Yeah.
So I was a little shocked by that. I was happy about it, though. I was like, it gives it a bit more gravitas, in a way. Like, it's like, oh God, like, this is a bit more real.
This shit's gone real.
So, I don't know, that's how I felt about that. I thought it was just a powerful little thing that just kind of reeled me in a bit more.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, you bet. Okay. This went from PG-13 to R real quick. So, but yeah. But speaking of other characters, because we've spent 8 minutes talking about Finn, Rey, the real big character.
Yeah.
Which we will probably get into in the next video. All right, real quick thanks to our sponsors, Imagine That 3D, where you can get stuff 3D printed like this Kylo Ren lightsaber hilt. You can just go online to imaginethat-3d.com, submit a design. They ship all over the nation. It's pretty cool stuff. So, again, thanks from us here at Awkward Daydream.